What's going on, YouTube? It's gonna get a little dark and ominous on this one. I saw something pretty bad, pretty scary. I'm not into FOMO, y'all know that, but I do think there's a responsibility to, not only for me to tell the truth, but for us to tell the truth to ourselves. Today is December 19th, 2023. Man, it's lurking. It's coming up quick, folks. Let's talk about the Christmas season. I went for a drive tonight. I haven't seen a lot of holiday shopping over the last couple of years. It seems to be getting worse and worse every year. And a lot of that's probably online, but I think people are broke. I don't laugh because it's funny. I laugh because it seems to be a logical conclusion. So, for those of you who know, I'm in the Portland, Oregon area, and I had to go collect payment for services on my side hustle tonight. And I went down 82nd Avenue, and I don't know, what you know about that, but it runs parallel. It runs basically from Clackamas, which is southeast Portland, decent area, all the way to the airport, which is North Portland. And I pretty much drove the whole stretch. And I'll tell you that it wasn't wonderful outside of, Portland, in the southeast area. Excuse me. But the further I got into Portland, the more I noticed, and to be fair, I don't make this drive a lot, but it hasn't been that long since I've made it. And what I noticed this time that was very, very different than the last, multiple times I made it, is that I saw many, many, many more long-term businesses closed. Fenced off, boarded up, signs outside, out of business, for lease, for rent, for sale, whatever. And I'm not talking a couple. I'm talking, if not every corner, every other corner. That's pretty bad. It makes me wonder how people are out there financing cars and spending money all the time going out. I drive by certain bars that are, just packed all the time. And then I drive by others that are out of business because people can't afford to go there, and restaurants and stores and cafes and what have you. And of course, there's going to be people that can afford it and people that can't, but it seems to me that 2024, it's looking like it might be more of a challenge than 2023 and 2022 and even 2020. It's gonna affect us all at some point. You're gonna go pick up that part-time job. Well, there's no job. There's no hours. There's nowhere to work. You're gonna want to go purchase something. Well, that place is now gone. For me, my location, if you've been paying attention, where I've been for the last 10 years, is closing on the 31st, last day. Excuse me. And this is not uncommon. It's very, very telling to me that things are not good. Walmarts have left the area. Targets have left the area. Big retailers, big box stores that do a lot of business, all the way down to the mom and pops. And it seems like it's getting worse. And I don't see a huge end in sight. So my point in this story is we have to make really good decisions now more than ever. What did I do with what I got from my side hustle? So I took it and I kept some cash. I put $20 in my bonds that pay 7%, and I know it's not a lot, but what you have to understand is I do that every day, and that's a minimum every day. Sometimes I'll put 100, 200 in there, sometimes 50, but $20 is a minimum. And then I bought another 6 ounces of silver. I ordered it online, and I kept some cash. So I kept a good portion of that, and then the rest I put in the market to try to turn into more paper profits, to turn into more physical profits, more assets. And it doesn't matter what I put it in, and that's not what this is about. But my point is, I took that capital, and I covered my bases, right? I put it in safe assets where I'm going to get a return on some of them. I'm hopefully going to hold wealth on the others over time, but it's still going to be there tomorrow. And a lot of people, I don't think, do that. I'm not sure whether, and I'm not talking about the folks watching, this video. I'm not talking about the stackers so much. But how does the average person think about their money and their financial future? And I understand that, you look at small increments to get ahead, and you're like, oh, what's $20 going to do? What's $100 going to do? What's $50 going to do? Well, I'll tell you what it's going to do. If you keep at it and you're consistent, it's going to add up over time. It may not make you Bill Gates. It may not make you Donald Trump. It may not make you Elon Musk. It may not make you, mega rich, but it's more than the average person is doing. Again, most people don't have $1,000 in their accounts for an emergency fund. A lot of people don't have 400. And that's just, in this day and age, that doesn't buy much. So it's very scary to me to see all these business closures. I wonder what these people are going to do for jobs. I wonder how many jobs have been lost. And the other way to look at it, in a positive light, is that while it's sad and unfortunate when businesses close, it does create opportunity for new businesses to be purchased at a lower price, and new assets to be purchased at a lower price, and new businesses to come on scene, and possibly new industries to form. So that could be a potential positive. But how are people going to suffer or endure the interim? That's what I think about sometimes, and I've got my situation where my life's going to change pretty dramatically, not as dramatically as others, with the whole closure at my location. I have a pretty healthy safety net, I guess we'll call it, but I'm still, it's the fear of the unknown. I'm still apprehensive. I'm a creature of habit. I don't like change. Although I do tend to shine in times of change where I have no choice. It's just kind of what I've noticed over the years. But it is uncomfortable. But that does mean growth. So, but I wonder what the folks that don't have that safety net and that basis basis emergency account, that emergency fund are going to do. I mean, what do they say? A lot of them say 3 to 6 months of expense. Well, why not 3 to 6 years? Why not work toward that? Because 3 to 6 months in an economy like this, that can go by like that. I mean, that's quick. And you may not find anything, or you may not find enough, or you may not be able to find a second job because it might take 2 or 3 menial jobs compared to what you had to get what you got. And you may not be able to do that. So to me, and I'm not a financial advisor, this is not financial advice. To me, 3 to 6 months it's a start, but I'm shooting bigger. I'm going for the fence. So that's all I got. Check me out on Rumble, linked in the description below. Hit the like button here, please. Hit the subscribe button if you have not already. Drop a comment so I know you're here. I hope you all have a wonderful holiday. It's coming up very, very soon. What do we got? We got 6 days. Wow. By the time this video drops, it'll be 5. This video will drop on the 20th. New year, new changes. Let's be prepared. Let's do all we can. Let's sacrifice for today for a greater tomorrow, because it all does truly add up. That being said, don't fall for the FOMO, but have some healthy fear, in my opinion, to make preserve the order of our lives. We have to think about tomorrow, and whatever you do, don't forget, keep stacking.